In today's video, we're going to talk about something that's extremely critical, really, to setting up your day with success. And that's all, it all starts in the morning. Stay tuned, we're going to talk about it. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin. This channel is all about strength. It's all about yoga, which ultimately leads to freedom. And today's topic, today's video is all about something that I think we can all relate to, and that's what we do in the mornings. Yoga is not just a physical practice. It's not just getting on your mat and doing a bunch of things, either standing up or sitting down for a certain length of time and then just leaving and going home, or doing it in your living room and then being done for the day. Yoga is a very dynamic practice. Yoga teaches us how to responsibly take care of ourselves, which in turn lets us responsibly take care of others. So what better place to start taking care of yourself than in the morning? And if you've looked at or listened to or read any books or any speeches or anything from anybody who does self-help, who does motivation, right? If you like Tony Robbins, for an example, like Oprah Winfrey, somebody like Dr. Phil, somebody like Mel Robbins, these are people who get on television, or who are on television, or that have some kind of social media presence, and they teach you all these different ways that you can go about your day-to-day life having more confidence. And so check out, if you're looking for lots of motivation, you can, it's at our fingertips. We have so many great people out there who motivate and inspire people every day. And I only mentioned a few names, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Here on this channel, we really dive into what the similarities are between how you're living in your life and what that means in practicing yoga, because that's what it is. It's practicing yoga. Yoga is very sophisticated. It extends far, far beyond, as I just said, the mat. And I talk about this a lot, about the yamas and the niyamas, which are part of the 8 limbs of yoga. And these are the ethical practices. So you're restraining yourself maybe from too much of something, and that's where the yamas come from. Now, the niyamas come from doing more self-study. That's one of them, actually. And ways that you can improve yourself. That's where the morning routine, morning habit, your morning regime, whatever you want to call it, comes into play in the niyamas, especially with tapas. And we're going to talk about tapas right now. So tapas is literally is defined as heat. So let me give you an example of, let's talk about what tapas really are. So we get into situations where we're tested. We're in fire, we're in the fire, and we learn from those things because we've been tested, we've been down. You've heard this many, many times. People who are down, you're far down, you've never been at your lowest, you're at your lowest point, you've never been lower than this, and eventually you rise back up, but you've learned something from that. That's where tapas comes from. It's kind of by, you're living in that fire. And so you may be someone who wakes up every morning and the first thing you do is look at your cell phone. And I used to be that person myself. And some of the names I mentioned before, earlier, with some of the folks that do amazing work on social media or have television platforms or books, they have really taught me a lot. And I've come up with my own system in the morning that I use, and I want to share that with you, and hopefully it will help you to decide how you can maybe set up your day for a little bit more success. Because what ends up happening when you start the day giving yourself information, like on the television or with your cell phone, or you interact with somebody right away, you're automatically starting to put things into your mind that might be challenging. We all deserve to give ourselves time in the morning, set ourselves straight for the day, to get ourselves into a place where we're okay. That doesn't mean that the whole day is going to be perfect just because you've gotten this morning regimen in you, and away you go, and now everything's sunshine and rainbows. That's not what it's all about. We remember tapas is about living in the fire, and part of having a really good start to your day with your morning is being regimented. It's being disciplined about your morning. So let me share with you what I do in the morning. The first thing I do in the morning is I have to have coffee. That's the first thing I have. And do you want to know why? Because yes, it provides a little caffeine and it wakes you up, but it also, I like the taste of it. I like putting my hands on a nice warm cup, and I take a few moments after I've made my cup of, I don't do anything else. I get right out of bed. Mel Robbins actually taught me this one. Alarm goes off, right out of bed. She always has said that. And I've been putting that into practice. You get out of bed and you take that. The next step for me is that I go downstairs and I make a cup of coffee. And my coffee is very symbolic. It's like a warm, it's just warm. It's ready. It's there for me. It's nurturing. And I take a moment, I open my blinds and I look out the window. It doesn't matter what the weather's like out there, but I take a moment to enjoy what the sunlight is bringing in, because when you're looking at the sunlight, or you're focusing on that beautiful energy that it's bringing into you, you're attracting positive energy from the sunlight into your physical body, okay? So you may decide while you're having your cup of coffee that you do a small morning meditation with the sun. If you live in a warm climate, maybe you go outside, or it's summer and you go outside and have your coffee. But this is after you get out of bed without talking to anyone at all. Now, if you live with other people, maybe you need to get up earlier. If you want to be a successful person, or you want to be someone who carries around a good mindset for your day, it all starts in the morning. And so I have my morning cup of coffee, and then the second thing I do is I grab my journal. And I really kind of assess where I'm at in the day. That may mean I write down what my mood is. That I may write down how I slept. I may write down something from last night that I was thinking about. Is it still on my mind? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel nervous? You could do whatever you want, but I assess my mood. And then the next thing I start to do is I start gratitude journaling. And my gratitude journaling is very simple. And what I do is I tell a story. I write a story in my journal. And my story is envisioning everything that is in my life that I dream of, my dreams. You all have dreams. We all have dreams. What does that look like? Not what will it look like later. What does it look like now? If I was in the state of my life that I am working towards, what does that look like? What does it feel like? You can do that too. It doesn't have to be, so in the next 10 years, I want to have $1 million. That's not gratitude journaling. Gratitude is being grateful for what you actually have and being grateful for what is coming, almost like you're in the present moment. You may say, I'm grateful that I have 6 figures in my bank account. I'm grateful that I have a partner who loves me. I'm grateful that I have a job that I can't wait to get to. I'm grateful that I have wonderful health. You can go on and on and on. And sometimes it takes me a half a page, sometimes it's a full page, but that's really the second thing, is gratitude journaling. Well, with the mind, assessing kind of what my mood is and how I feel after the coffee, or sometimes I have the coffee with me and I start writing and I write and I write, and I don't time myself. I write until I'm done writing. And then the next thing that I do after that is I take stock of how I have felt again. So I already have figured out how I felt before I gratitude journal, and then I take stock of how I feel after I gratitude journal. Then I close the journal up, I put everything else to the side, and I close my eyes and I do meditation. And my meditation varies. It could be something I'm visualizing. It could be just being still that day and not thinking or watching thoughts pass. But there's a lot of different things you can do with meditation in the morning. And what that will do is it will start to train your mind to be more aware of what's going on through your whole day. The more you do that, the more that's going to happen. So when you meditate, you are becoming consciously aware of all of your thoughts. It's not about being quiet. It's not about being still and having no interruptions. That's not what meditation is. It's about being cognizant of your thoughts, being aware of your thoughts. So I take a moment I sit down on the floor, maybe in a chair. Sometimes I lie down and I just close my eyes and I meditate. It is only after I have meditated and that I have all of the things I need for the day ready to go. It could be, you know, I have my water ready to go. If I'm going to class in the morning or I'm going to work or to go teach in the morning, have your water, have your inhaler, have your medicines that you need, have your clothes together, your body is ready, you've got your vitamins in, maybe you had your breakfast, whatever that is, and then you can let the world, you can get your access to the world. Then you can turn your cell phone on, then you can venture out the door. But when you give yourself 10, 20, 30, whatever length of time you want to give yourself, minutes, in the morning, watch what happens to you. I would love your comments below on if you switch your morning routine after watching this, how it affected you. Please leave me a comment. I really would like to know what that's done for you. Again, I'll repeat what I do in the morning. Coffee and looking outside at the sun first, then assessing what my mood is, followed by a gratitude journaling, and then an assessment of my mood again, then meditation. After the meditation is over, I fully get ready to leave my house before I let the world in, or I go into the world, either one. And again, a lot of this stuff comes from those brilliant people I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and some of it I made up on my own, and you have to do what works best for you. But the thing I really want to drive home is that part of doing yoga is putting yourself in that fire. It is tapas. It is really living in the fire and being uncomfortable with the fact that you are still and not reaching for the phone the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Because when you reach for your phone first thing, you automatically could be, you already could feel upset about something. You may not have had a good night's sleep, and it's just going to push you farther into a day where your mind is already racing. You need to give your mind some time to wake up and get in the right space to give yourself, because you will have better days if you do this. Trust me. There will be things that happen to you, but you will have better days because your mind is prepared to handle them. If you like videos like this, if you want more on routine, on yoga, and how you can apply the simple principles of yoga off the mat, on the mat, to your daily life, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like. It really helps this channel when you like the video. It really supports us and helps us to continue to create great content for you. And also, I want to remind you that if you are looking for something that is going to allow you, again, if you're in the fire with money, let's talk about that. I've been there. Sometimes I get back in that position. You're dealing with not having a lot of money and you need a routine to save money. I'm gonna link below the app I use. It's called Acorn. It's the best. It just takes your spare change, puts it into a little bit of a savings account for you, and then you have that there without even knowing you're just investing the spare change. You get $5 for signing up. I'll put that down there again for you to click on and go on there and set yourself up an account. You don't have anything to lose by putting a little bit of spare change. Watch how fast that adds up. It's again about the discipline. So thank you again for joining me. I can't wait to see you on the next video, and go get your morning routine, my friends.